2021. The Senate notes also that on Friday, the 14th of January 2022, 5 vigilante members were killed in an attack on a local market and some communities in Shiro local government area of Niger State. Aware that during the deadly operation, a lot of destructions ensued, including many people who sustained multiple gunshot injuries, while many others were kidnapped and taken to unknown destination. Aware also that the assailants attacked villagers who were harvesting crops on their farm in Nakudna village in Shiroro Council area and Vera village in Kayama local government area. And the inability of the farmers to harvest their farm produce may likely trigger food scarcity in the states. Notes that the current sad reality is that there is no longer semblance of security in the whole of Lakpama axis of Shiro local government area and the game reserve forest in Kayama down to Borugu axis. Regrets that the activities of loggers in the forest reserve area of the Kayama axis have encouraged banditry, insecurity, and kidnapping. Regrets that these attacks by armed groups have continued in the northwest and north central in Niger State, despite repeated government assurance to address the escalating atrocities. Recalls that over 151,380 people, mostly peasant farmers, were displaced by the activities of bandits in the last 2 years. The displaced persons were registered in 13 local government areas of the state, with Rafi Council area neighboring Zamfara and Kaduna topping the chart with 28,987 displaced persons. Concludes that in the Shiroro Area Council, where the later incident occurred, over 27,678 persons were displaced within the period, and knows that ongoing bloodletting and destruction of public and private assets by the bandits cannot be allowed to continue. Accordingly, resolves to commend the President, Commander-in-Chief for ordering air bombardment on their areas of operation and the need to extend such operations in the game reserve axis in Kayama local government area. Call on the federal government to declare full-fledged war on these unscrupulous elements since they have been declared as terrorists. Call again on the federal government to establish a military base at Shiroro and Kayama to restore confidence in the security and safety of the affected communities and to safeguard the national assets located within such areas, such as the Shiroro Electric Power Dam. Direct NEMA to provide relief materials and medical team to the victims immediately. Thank you, Mr. President.
Distinguished Senator Enagi.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, my highly respected, distinguished colleagues. My name is Senator Bima Muhammad Enagi. I represent the people of Niger South from Niger State. I rise to second the motion moved by that the security forces are doing their best and that the security situation has improved. But I must tell you, there is much yet to be done. About 5 local government areas in Niger East and 2 local government areas in Niger North are still having serious security challenges. And something needs to be done. We have discussed this matter so many times. All the funding requests that came to the National Assembly had been approved. So what are we doing? Are we going to continue in this insecurity situation in this country? Something drastic needs to be done. Mr. President, my highly respected distinguished colleagues, I want to advise strongly that the prayers by the mover should be looked into seriously, and we should all support it, especially the one about establishment of a military base in Shiroro area. Because without a military base in that area, I don't know how security situation will improve. I understand, I was in Mina over the weekend, and I was told that some of the communities in Shiroro area have been asked to pay tax to the bandits. You can call them terrorists. They'll be given 1 month to pay about 24 million naira. Are we going to continue? We have a country within a country. We are losing the sovereignty of this country. Something drastic needs to be done. So without taking much of your time, my highly respected colleagues, the President of the Senate, I want to support this motion, and I will request appeal to each and every one of you to support this motion. Thank you so much.
Distinguished Senator Princess Stella Odua.
Thank you, Mr. President, dear colleagues. My name is Senator Stella Odua. I represent Anambra North. Mr. President, dear colleagues, several critical reports on how to have concise, precise, and strategic method of fighting this terrorism. Up till now, I don't know where those reports are kept. I don't believe that they have been utilized, and I think we need to bring them out from wherever they are and utilize them. Fortunately, Mr. President, you headed 2 of the teams, and I think Leader headed the second one. These were very extensive studies on how we should combat these bandits, how we can contain them. Nothing has been done till today. When one Nigeria dies on preventable ground, it becomes very, very petrifying. In fact, I don't think there is any state that is safe. Every state has similar incidents. Every state has similar issue to deal with. And I believe that we've discussed this severally in these chambers. What we need to do now is to ensure that all those studies are implemented so we can have seemingly safe nation. Because to think of what will happen otherwise really should petrify all of us. And so, Mr. President, I want to support this, but I think it should be more extensive. It's not about Niger State. It's about the state of the nation. It's about every state, my state inclusive, your state, all our states. Therefore, it's a national problem that requires national response for all the security agencies to come together and combat this. But there must be a strategy. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. We go to the prayers. Prayer 1, commend the presidency in C for ordering air bombardment on their area of operation. Those in favor of prayer 1 say aye. Those against say neither. Prayer 2, call on the federal government to declare a military base at Shiroro to restore confidence in the security and safety of the affected communities and to safeguard the national asset located within the area, such as the Shiroro hydroelectric power dam. Those in favor of prayer 3 say aye. Those against say neither. And prayer 4, direct NEMA to provide relief materials and medical team to the victims immediately. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say neither. Leader of the Senate, standing down the others.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues,